So you want to know about the cost of living in Bali in 2024. With the rising costs globally, a lot of people are curious about how affordable it still is to live in this tropical paradise. I will show you two different costs of living in Bali depending on the quality of life you want to get here in this beautiful island. So the first one is more budget friendly where you still can enjoy Bali to the fullest, and the second one is if you want to splurge a little bit more. So whether you're planning an extended stay, considering to move, or just curious about the cost of living here, I got you covered. So let's start with food expenses. I'm going to divide this category with eating at a local Indonesian restaurant, Western or international restaurant, and buying your grocery and cooking at home. The local food here in Bali can be really affordable depending on what type of warung you go to. Some of my favorite here in Bali are Warung Sika, Warung Tiga, Warung Local. The cost of eating at this type of warung obviously depend on how many dishes that you picked, but it usually starts from 20,000 IDR. Bali is the food heaven because you can find any type of food that you're looking for, whether you want Mexican, Indian, Western, the options are limitless. Eating at a more Western cafe or restaurants like this usually costs around 200,000 up to 500,000 per person depending on what type of restaurant you're visiting. And if you want to be more budget friendly, you definitely can get your own groceries here in Bali. I would say to avoid places like Pepito because that's more of a westernized supermarket. Instead, you can go to Tiara Gatsu or one of my favorite, Grand Lucky. Look at the options. They have all the fresh products, the frozen products, um, vegetable on this side. If you guys want to save money in Bali, definitely come and do your grocery shopping here. They have a lot of different options that you can get from the grocery store, and the price is a lot lower than Pepito. So this is what I got, some produce, shrimp, chicken breast, crab stick, and got myself some snacks and also some fresh fruits, tortilla. But anyway, all of this costs around 900,000 IDR, and this probably gonna last me for a week or so. Moving on to accommodation, the prices varies from the location and also what type of accommodation that you're living in. If you're planning to stay in Canggu, the cost of accommodation is definitely higher because that's the main area where a lot of tourists or expats moved into. It's also more convenient with a walking distance to cafes, gym, or any type of restaurants or supermarket. But if you're getting a room at a guest house like this, which I think is like still perfect because you still have your own space, your own bathroom, they also have a shared pool and shared kitchen that you can use. For this type of accommodation, it usually costs around 500 US dollar per month. And if you want to splurge more and get a beautiful villa while you're here in Bali, well, there's a lot of options. And the budget usually starts around 1,200 until 2,000 US dollar per month. I do prefer a place that has a good work setup at home because sometimes I like to just work from home if I'm not going out to the cafe or the co-working spot with my friends. Also, really quick, if you want to learn about how to become a digital nomad or how to make money online so you can work remotely, I have a free masterclass that you can check out. The link will be in the description box below. Transportation here in Bali is very convenient. The most effective way to go around here in Bali is with scooter or bike. And even if you don't know how to ride a bike, you can easily get a Grab or Gojek. That's basically an online transportation app that you can use here in Bali. For a short trip, around 5 to 10 minutes ride with Gojek, it usually only costs around 10,000 to 20,000 IDR. And if you want to drive around, you want to get your own bike, you definitely can rent it here in Bali. And depending on what type of bike you want to rent, the price definitely is different. With a small type of bike like Scoopy or Vario, it usually costs around 1 million IDR to 1.2 or 1.3 million IDR. But if you want to get a bigger bike like NMAX or PCX, which I saw a lot of foreigners do, that usually costs from 1.5 until 2 million IDR. So for gas itself, it usually costs around 40 to 50,000 IDR for a full tank. And I'm talking about the bike that I'm driving, which is like Scoopy or Vario. If you have a bigger bike like PCX or NMAX, it definitely costs more. And don't worry because I will put the cost of each category by the end of the video. Bali offers a lot of different variety for activities, from surfing, yoga, exploring temples and waterfalls, or what I just did recently, I went to a silvering workshop, which was really recommended. There's so many things to explore and do here in Bali. If you want to stick to the budget, you can choose a more affordable type of activities that can be renting a surfboard for 50,000 IDR, and you can use it to surf for 1 to 2 hours by yourself. One of my favorite free activity is definitely scrolling at the beach. Getting a coconut by the beachside warung usually only costs 25,000 to 30,000 IDR. Exploring waterfalls usually doesn't cost a lot as well. You definitely have to drive further to the north, but some waterfalls are free to enter and some of them cost like 40,000 to 60,000 IDR. If you want to do more activities and you have a larger budget, I would highly recommend going on an island hopping. So whether you go to Lombok, Nusa, Gili Islands, or even do the sailing trip at Komodo Island. Besides of that, going to the spa here in Bali is also a whole different experience. I just did an infrared sauna and ice bath. If you're into health related stuff, there's a lot of like good gyms as well as spa here in Bali. Which brings us to the next category, which is the gym. It's very easy to maintain a healthy and active lifestyle here in Bali because they have a lot of different type of gym here, as well as classes that you can take. They have the Pilates class, you can do paddle, tennis. Also, a lot of gym here offers an additional perks like ice bath and sauna. Gym here in Bali is probably more of the expensive things that you have to pay for. The most affordable good gym that I found costs around 1 million to like 1.5 million IDR. And if you want to splurge more at the gym, you can definitely try out Elite Fit, Wrong Gym, and also Body Factory. The membership at those type of gym usually costs around 2.3 until 3 million IDR, but they also offer a lot of like good facilities inside. I do want to mention though, if you don't necessarily live in Canggu, for example, I just moved out from Canggu, I'm in Sanur area now. I found a good gym. It's called Paradise Gym, and it only costs 1 million IDR, and you got all the facilities, like they have good sauna, they have hot bath, ice bath, so yeah, it's pretty good here. One important thing that a lot of people forget about is the health insurance. If you're traveling to Southeast Asia, then I would highly recommend getting a health insurance that's also like more dedicated to people who travel around or digital nomad who work remotely. If you're traveling like me, I would highly suggest to get your travel insurance with safety wings. They're a perfect travel health insurance because it's dedicated for people who want to travel or people who are a digital nomad and work remotely. They're also very responsive because a lot of people here in Bali are also using Safety Wing, and I've seen a lot of cases when they can claim the insurance right away once they got into an accident. You definitely want to protect yourself from accidents that happen quite often here in Southeast Asia and also Bali belly. A lot of people get it when they come to Bali. So yeah, definitely get yourself protected. Let's not forget about SIM card because that's also one thing that is a necessity when you're traveling here in Indonesia. The cost of getting your SIM card at the airport is usually a little bit higher. But if you're planning to get it outside of the airport, make sure you go to the registered counter. It costs around 10 US dollars and you get a 25 gigabyte of internet data. Alright, now let's take a look at the total cost of the two different categories. On this side, you have more of the budget-friendly one where you stay at a guest house, eat at local war rooms, and do a more affordable type of activities. And on this side is if you're planning to splurge a little bit more at the accommodation, transportation, and also the activity here in Bali. I hope this detailed breakdown and the two different categories of the cost of living here in Bali will help you if you're looking to move or visit Bali anytime soon. But yeah, let me know if you have other questions. You can drop it on the comment sections down below, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!